I have in my hands information that will make you question everything you thought you knew about the future of the Alabama Crimson Tide. It's no exaggeration when I say that what I've discovered goes beyond any speculation, beyond any rumor you've ever heard. I'm talking about a reality that's being hidden from the fans, a truth that few have the courage to admit publicly. Have you ever felt that sensation that something isn't quite right, that instinct that behind the smiles and official statements there's a storm forming? Well, I can confirm that you're not wrong. There is a tension in the air in Tuscaloosa that goes far beyond what the eyes can see, a pressure that's silently building and could explode in a devastating way. What I'm going to share with you today didn't come from common sources. It didn't come from the usual media speculation. It came from people who breathe Alabama every single day, who live every heartbeat of this legendary program. And what they told me will leave you speechless. It will make you understand why certain decisions are being made behind the scenes. There are moves happening that no one is documenting, conversations taking place in closed rooms, and an urgency that's gripping every person connected to the program. The burning question is, are you ready to uncover the truth? Do you have the stomach to know what's really at stake this season? If you truly love Alabama, if you've cheered for this dynasty for years, you know that there are moments in history that define entire generations. Moments that separate the true champions from those who only pretend to be. And I guarantee that we're living through exactly one of those crucial moments right now. Hit the like button right now because you're about to uncover secrets that no other channel dares to reveal. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell because here you get access to information that the mainstream outlets hide out of fear of the consequences. Here you discover what really matters behind the curtains. But before I drop the bomb that will shake your convictions, you need to understand the full context of what's happening. Do you think the 2025 season started in a normal way? Do you believe everything is going according to the expected script? I've got news for you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing is happening the way it should. There are signs most people are ignoring, clues being deliberately left behind for those with trained eyes to notice. The way certain statements are being made, the tone used in certain interviews, the almost imperceptible gestures during press conferences, all of it tells a story very different from the official narrative being sold to the public. And here's the first revelation that will start opening your eyes. The pressure being placed on Alabama this season isn't just about winning games. It's not just about titles or rankings. It's about something much deeper, something that strikes at the very essence of what it means to be Alabama Crimson Tide in college football. Do you remember how Alabama has always been seen nationally as that unstoppable force, that championship machine that made other programs tremble just by hearing the name Crimson Tide? That reputation, that aura of invincibility built over decades is now being questioned in a way no one wants to admit publicly. The loss to Florida State wasn't just a bad result. It was a signal to the entire country that maybe, just maybe, Alabama isn't that untouchable force everyone once feared. And that has triggered a chain reaction reverberating across the entire college football landscape. Other programs are starting to believe they can come to Tuscaloosa and compete on equal terms. Rival recruiters are using this newly exposed vulnerability as an argument to convince young talents that Alabama may no longer be the automatic destination for the nation's best players. The national media is beginning to question whether the era of absolute domination has come to an end. But here's information no one else is sharing. Internally at Alabama, there is a steely determination to prove all those doubts wrong. There's a controlled fury being channeled into turning every practice, every preparation, every moment of focus into a declaration of war against anyone who dared to doubt them. The veterans on the team are carrying an emotional weight that goes far beyond the normal responsibility of leading a squad. They know they're representing not just the 2025 season, but the entire legacy built by generations of players who wore this sacred jersey. They feel the weight of history on their shoulders. And that's fueling an intensity in practices that few teams could ever sustain. And here's another detail that will impress you. The internal expectations for the rest of the season have been raised to a level bordering on impossible. It's not enough to win, they must dominate. It's not enough to succeed, they must crush any lingering doubt about the program's superiority. Every game is now treated like a championship final. Every opponent is seen as an existential threat to Alabama's identity. The game against Wisconsin, which many see as just another regular season matchup, is in fact much more than that. It's the first real test to see if this new mentality, this inner fury, will translate into complete domination on the field. The 19-point spread isn't just numbers. It's a statement that the world still believes in Alabama's supremacy, even after the recent doubts. But there's something about this particular game no one is talking about. Something that transforms it into much more than a redemption opportunity. There's a promise that's been made internally, a commitment that goes beyond strategies and tactics, touching the pride and honor of everyone involved in the program. Now, I'll reveal the most explosive piece of information that will leave you speechless. Inside Alabama's athletic complex, a performance standard has been set for the rest of the season that is so ambitious, so audacious, that if achieved, it will silence every critic and reestablish Alabama as the most feared force in college football for decades to come. This standard isn't about winning games by specific margins or hitting certain stats. It's about demonstrating such absolute, undeniable superiority that it will remind everyone why Alabama is Alabama. It's about setting an example that will echo across the country, showing that questioning this program's greatness was a fatal error in judgment. The game against Wisconsin is just the beginning of this journey of reconquest. Every play, every snap, every second of that showdown will serve as evidence that Alabama is not just back, but back with a hunger for domination that will make past seasons look mild by comparison. The pressure on the players isn't just to beat Wisconsin. It's to send a message so clear, so definitive, that no team in the nation will ever dare to question Crimson Tide supremacy again. The 19-point spread is actually an underestimation of what's coming, because the real gap Alabama intends to show will be much greater than any sportsbook can imagine. This Saturday at 11 a.m. in Bryant-Denny Stadium, we won't just be watching a football game. We'll be witnessing the beginning of a new era of absolute domination, where Alabama will prove that the recent doubts were nothing but temporary noise against an eternal, unstoppable force. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. Are you ready to see this display of power that's coming? Do you believe Alabama can turn this inner fury into complete domination on the field? What are your expectations for this new phase of supremacy that's about to begin? Comment below and let's discuss this revolution that's about to erupt in Tuscaloosa.